my brother. But we was taught, when I was growing up, I didn't know this information. If I didn't know you, you was my enemy. If you grew up in the uptown, or you grew up in the 12th ward, the 13th, or the 10th, or 11th, you my enemy. You ain't grew up in the ward that I grew up in. You understand? That's like that in Chicago.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
Y'all celebrate Christmas?
We pass out gifts and stuff like that?
No, we don't do that.
Y'all do that?
No, I mean,
All my kids don't, so no. But we did. Like we get together, Christmas is
I mean,
when we
yeah,
get
it's
together
like,
and kick it, but we not like, you know.
Y'all get together so
Yeah, so
Yeah,
we
it's
drop.
like-
There we go.
yeah,
There we
yeah.
go. We playing. Yeah.
So that y'all celebrate.
Yeah.
You don't have children, so you're not doing all that stuff.
right.
So I did
Yeah,
celebrate.
people
y'all.
get
together.
Some
all
lady
that.
made me buy gifts. Sure did. Uh-huh. Go ahead, man. Preach.
Okay, that's good. And then one more question. Y'all know about the Feast of Dedication?
Nope.
No. The what?
Feast of
We been
Dedication.
deprived, I see.
So real quick, give me Acts. Because the reason I ask those questions is because many of us, we grow up, we go to church, our grandmothers drag us into the church, we go into church, then we grow up and we follow on with those customs, whether we go to church on Sundays or we don't go to church. We still follow the customs that we learned growing up as a child.
That's like celebrating Christmas as a child.
Yeah,
you brought them
that's
to
something.
it. Yeah, you brought them to it. So yeah.
Right. So read that real quick. 11 to 26.
Go ahead, bro.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 11,
Start up a little bit higher, like 20, 21, 22,
verse 21,
22.
22.
Come on.
Then tidings of these things came to the ears of the church,
Uh-huh.
which was in Jerusalem. And they sent forth Barnabas, that he should go as far as Antioch, who, when he came and had seen the grace of God, was glad, and exhorted them all, that with purpose of heart they would cleave unto the Lord.
So this is us reading about the disciples, the apostles going and preaching the gospel. Basically doing the same thing that Christ was doing when he was on earth, right? Jump to 26.
Verse 26. And when he had found him, he brought him unto Antioch. And it came to pass that a whole year they assembled themselves with the church and taught much people. And the disciples were called Christians first in Antioch.
So we reading here, they was doing the same thing that Christ was doing when he was walking the earth. They pretty much was following after his example. And then they were called Christians. And then when we read this in the text, it wasn't them being called Christians was actually a derogatory thing.
Yeah.
They was being mocked.
Oh, okay. For following Christ.
Yes.
Or teaching what Christ
Right.
is.
But the reason I bring that out is because we call ourselves Christians today. But when you rewind back and you actually examine the Bible, what things was Christ doing when he walked the earth?
Teaching. Healing.
Could we safely say that Christ was celebrating Christmas?
No.
Well, do we read about Christmas in the Bible?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Just as a follow-up, what do we get it from today?
Our people.
Oh, you see me? I ain't seen my bad. Because I'm looking for the guy. Sorry.
So do 1 John 2. And trace for 26. Because when we call ourselves Christians, we call ourselves Christians because in essence we want to be doing the same thing that Christ
Can you get 360?
Right.
Yeah.
So we know about Christmas, but we don't know about the Feast of Dedication.
Yeah. So schools.
I am. I'm just laying the foundation a little bit.
All right.
Breaking the ice.
Breaking the ice.
Read.
The book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 6. He that said he abide in him
So if we say we abide in Christ, we'll call ourselves Christians. Read.
ought himself also so to walk, even as he walked.
So we must walk even as Christ walked. So now give me John 10:22.
The book of John, chapter 10, verse 22. And it was at Jerusalem.
Now this is the book of John. Y'all pretty sure y'all familiar with the book of John, right?
I ain't know. I would never know. Well, I ain't go to church and shit like that.
That's
like, what?
Yeah, that's the New
Nobody
Testament.
drag me to church.
First book.
John is in the
So
New
I ain't
Testament.
First
familiar
book of the
with it.
New Testament.
I just know right and wrong.
It's the fourth book,
That's the fourth book.
but it's in the New Testament. You're correct. So read it again from the top.
The book of John, chapter 10, verse 22. And it was at Jerusalem, the feast of dedication.
So this is in the New Testament. The Feast of Dedication. So we read about the Feast of Dedication, but we don't read about Christmas in the New Testament. Read.
And it was winter.
And it was winter. So the Feast of Dedication, we're actually in the midst of the Feast of Dedication right now. The Feast of Dedication is a 8-day feast that we celebrate as Israel. And Christ kept this feast as well. But when we grew up, we was dragged into the church, but we never heard it. And it's right here in the Bible.
So why?
Huh?
Why would nobody bring that up if it's in the Bible?
Why wouldn't they bring it up?
Why?
Because the Christian churches that we follow is
And
not
lying
teaching.
to you?
They lying to you.
Why? Just keep it real.
They're
Yeah,
not
they
teaching
just
us- they're not
lying.
teaching us the truth.
Okay.
They're not teaching us the truth.
Why?
Why you looking at him like that?
No, I'm just looking around. You know what I'm saying?
He
What?
preaching?
No, I ain't no preachers in here, bro. No, I'm the opposite of that, my nigga. Yeah, we ain't preaching. Nah, we listening though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you know that was prophesied that we was going to be doing this, that we was going to be worshiping other gods. God prophesied that in the Bible. When you read the Bible, He told us, because you asked the question, why is that?
Why?
That's what you said, right?
Yeah.
Because we broke His commandments.
Right.
We have a God. Do you know that? Do you know what the color is? Jesus Christ?
Black.
How you know that?
I mean, I just figured he was.
Yeah.
Just figured?
He came up. He came up.
But they got on the movies. He's white.
I never
They
believed
got-
that.
Yeah, we didn't believe that.
Okay, so watch this. Why did they put it in the movies? Why did they put it in the churches? Because when I was going to church, I'm not from here. I'm from New Orleans. When I grew up in the church, I know Chicago probably different. But me growing up when I was a kid, I seen white Jesus when I walked in the church.
Yeah.
On the cross, he was on the cross with white Jesus on the walls. The picture when you went,
Same.
you was in restaurant, there was white Christ looking up in the sky. Y'all didn't never see this?
Yeah,
all the
I
time.
So
I
as a
just
kid,
figured, yeah.
so as a kid, like this
little brother.
this little brother right here, right? This little brother right here, as he growing up, he's seeing this, is getting branded into his brain that Christ
Is
is
white.
a white guy.
Right.
So we all believe that he was white.
Mhm.
Even the movies tell you that. When you watch Passion of the Christ, you see a white guy.
But people that I know that went to church, they still said that God was black though, that Jesus was black. Period. Even no
Nobody
matter
knows.
what picture. No, right, yeah.
She said so man, what's your name? Kanish. So you was taught that too? He was black?
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah.
where is that in the Bible?
No, I don't know, but I'm just saying.
I'm gonna show you that. Can we get that real quick? The Revelation.
Revelations. Yeah.
See, they know.
So you-
I don't know, but I
Well, I'm
just
just
know.
showing you. I'm
His
showing
skin
you.
was copper.
Yeah, we're about to read it. I'm
Alright.
showing you in the Bible what he really looked like. All right, watch this. Read.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
The hairs on his head were white and woolly.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
And his eyes, y'all know why I say his eyes was as a flame of fire.
Wow.
You hold that and get Genesis 49. Because it's drunk wine. Because when you look at hear the description, when you look in I think it's in John, where it talks about, it says they call him a wine bibber. They called him a wine bibber.
Mm-hmm.
That was because he drunk wine.
Okay.
But he wasn't an alcoholic, he wasn't a drunk.
Right.
But he drunk wine. But when you drink wine,
Your
eyes
eyes
turn red. Read that.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49, verse 12.
So in Genesis 49 is a prophecy that Jacob gave to his sons about the things that's going to happen in the future. Read.
His eyes shall be red with wine, and his teeth white with milk.
Read the first verse before that.
Verse 10?
Yeah.
Verse 10. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet.
You know, a lawgiver. That lawgiver is referring to Christ. So I read this verse just to give you the context of the next verse. We'll read it again. The next verse, jump up.
Verse 12. His eyes shall be red with wine.
So this lawgiver, which is Christ, he says his eyes shall be red with wine. Read.
And his teeth white with milk.
Now jump back to Revelation. So his eyes says his eyes are as a flame of fire. This ain't no like we said again, like a comic book. We was raised up, they saying this is glorious body and all of this. No, John is describing the man that he's seeing and talking to him.
Right.
Read.
The book of John, Revelation, chapter 1, verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
His head and his hairs was white like wool. Y'all already established that we got woolly hair. So this is one trait letting us know. This is one trait letting us know that Christ is a black man. Read on.
As white as snow.
As white as snow. He has white woolly hair. Read.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Because he drunk wine. Read.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
And his feet was like unto fine brass. Now, I don't know if you don't have a skin disease, if you look at the top of your foot, is it the same? Is it not the same color as the rest of your body? Maybe a slight shade lighter because it's not exposed to the sun. So read it again.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
What color is brass?
Brown.
It's a derivative of brown. Read.
As if they burned in a furnace.
Now, if you burn anything in a furnace, what happens to it?
You get black.
It get black. You got to think about that. That key operative word. It says burnt. It don't say heated, because a lot of people will say that brass, when you heat it, it turns red. Right. But if you burn it, it's gonna turn black. And if you know anything about, like, if you ever dealt with copper, if you soldering and things like that, if you heat it too long, it's gonna turn black. So Christ was a very dark-skinned man.
Can I say something? Hey, brother. Y'all ever see us teach out in the street? Y'all ever see us teach out in the street? This your first time seeing us? Yeah. Well, we teach out in the street. You haven't seen us teach out in the street since? All right, we teach out in the street, right? We're doing various projects out the world. You know, not just everywhere. And every time we pick up give me the flyer. All right, we will ask the kids, right? We'll ask the kids, who is this, right? Who is this? And then who is this, right? We'll ask them that. We'll ask them who is between the two, right? They will say, which one is Christ? They will always point at this one.
The white one.
The white one.
Thank you, sir.
They will always point at the white one. And then, what you think they'll say this one is?
Something funny.
What you think they think this one is?
African.
Huh?
The devil, right?
Yes!
They got the joints on.
No. So this is, everybody say that when they look at this picture. Y'all got a color, the one that got color on it?
I don't think we got a color.
We got a bigger picture. We got a bigger picture. And we got a bigger picture of Christ. It don't look like no horns. That one,
That's like he wearing
the thorns, right?
Yeah.
So,
Can I see?
yeah.
Animal fly.
Handle this one.
Yeah, he got one. He got one.
No, he want to see this.
I want to
He
see
got
that.
it.
Okay.
So when they look at that one, when you actually see it, we got a bigger poster. It's a bigger poster. They can see it. they will call that one the devil. Now, we would ask why. Majority of them would say, because he's black.
Yeah, because all you've been seeing is white Jesus. So the opposite of, you know what I'm saying? Wow.
So that's what they
Okay.
see. So it's a better depiction on that one. So they don't see it as harms or nothing.
It's the
We
same
ask
thing in
them why.
color.
Okay.
Now, majority of them say, because he's black. Some of them be like, I don't know, he's just the devil. I'm like, why is the crime in our neighborhoods the way they are versus any other neighborhood? Do the Chinese have to worry about that? Do the Arabs? Do the East Indians? They don't have to worry about them dealing with each other like we deal with each other.
Yeah.
You understand? And that's systematic, right?
See, but I think, like, who killed more Chinese people than anybody? Chinese people.
Right, because
they're around each other.
Right, but do they have the same? That's anywhere you go.
What?
Give me Leviticus 19:17. This is how we're supposed to deal with conflict in our neighborhoods. And give me that real quick.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart.
Now, you my brother, but we was taught when I was growing up. I didn't know this information. If I didn't know you, you was my enemy. If you grew up in the uptown, or if you grew up in the 12th ward, the 13th, or the 10th, or 11th,
Right.
you my enemy. You ain't grew up in the ward that I grew up in.
I feel it.
You understand? That's like that in Chicago. It might be this side of town, it might be this side of town. I don't really know y'all side of town, but it's everywhere. Everywhere we go, it's the same thing. You ain't grew up in my set, you are my enemy. I don't know you. And that's not how it's supposed to be. Read that again.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart.
God said we wasn't supposed to hate each other in our heart. You and my brother. Watch this, read.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Do y'all know what rebuke means? It means correct. You understand? We was a community at one time. I'm 45 years old. You about 45 or older?
Yeah, I'm old.
Okay, so you remember in the time where they had a community, when you got home,
All right, thank you.
if you did anything wrong, if you did anything wrong, by the time you got home, they knew. They knew. And the older people can tell you something. You can't tell these little kids nothing today. That's gone because we're not applying correction. I see you as outside of me instead of looking at you as a brother, like you somebody different. We don't even know each other we stay in the same block. We don't even know each other. That's them up the street. That's not what God said. It ain't them up the street. That's my family up the street. Right. We supposed to be families. I'm gonna show you why. Just hear me out. Read on.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart.
Thou
shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Correct our neighbor because they going off. You know, because if you see little boys hanging on the block or doing something, you know it's going to lead wrong. You know this is going to be bad. So you, as an adult, knowing better, can go to them, hey, brothers, we got to do something better with our time. Let's do this over here. Instead of them getting mad with you, who you think you is, and all this, and pulling guns and whatever they're going to pull, right? They should be able to listen to you because you wiser than them, you older than them, you've been down that road already.
They should, but
all right, but
not today.
But we pull it up. We do that all the time.
Yeah.
Some
But
listen,
do they-
some don't.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I'm happy that you do that.
Yeah, we do that. We
Read.
from the streets. We know what it. We know what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
Read.
And thou shalt anywise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him.
The point is, we have a God. We have a God. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we have a God. And he said we should not suffer sin upon him. Right? We should love our brother because if we don't love our brother, if our brother's out there selling drugs, if our brother's out there laying with women and not marrying them, that's suffering. We don't say nothing to them, that's suffering sin. And that result, listen to me.
Go ahead,
The result of that is they got the kids that's running around now that was 20 years ago. They was little boys. Y'all seen them. You say you old enough. When I was 21 and I was 20, those kids now are dangerous. And those kids that had kids wasn't supposed to have kids because their mind wasn't right. You see what I'm saying? So you got this little girl that she's 14, 13 years old, having a baby, don't know how, she don't know life. She can't walk in front of herself. You know what I'm saying? She can't smell her own shit.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
so read on.
Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
This is the result of probably 85% of gang violence. This right, read that again. I want you to hear that.
Thou shalt not avenge.
Avenge. A lot of the murder is because of he did this. He did that. Read.
Nor bear any grudge.
Bear grudges. Grudge.
I'm a grudge holder.
We can't do that.
I'm just saying, you gotta know who you is, though.
I get it.
That keep me sharp.
Okay, so why we don't hold grudges? Wait, okay, cool. Why we don't hold grudges to the people who really did us wrong? Why we don't? If we gonna hold grudges, okay, let's hold it. Let's hold it against the people. Get Deuteronomy 28 and 45. 48. Let's see if we really hold grudges, because we're holding grudges against the wrong people. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies.
He said, therefore, meaning because you did this, you gonna go serve your enemies. That's what the therefore means. When you read up, get verse 15.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Remember I said earlier, we have a God, you have the true God. All these other nations, they worship what our God made. Our God made the moon, the stars. That's our God. They worship those moons and stars, like Muslims. They worship the stars and moon.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Read.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
So we went into a covenant with him when we came out of Egypt. All right? We went into a covenant and said, yes, we're going to keep your commandments. Right? And he was going to protect us in the earth. And he did that. He did his job. We was the top nation on the earth. We wasn't at the bottom.
Right.
Everybody listened to us. We ruled the earth. You know how America governs the earth? If anybody, they put sanction on you. If you don't listen to them, they shut you down. They put sanction.
Yeah.
Okay, read.
In his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses.
All curses, right? All these curses. Meaning, is curses a good thing or a bad thing? If I put a curse on you, did I just bless you or that's good?
No,
It's bad. He said all these curses mean all these bad things gonna come upon you. Read.
Shall come upon thee and overtake.
You're not gonna be able to run from them. Now go to verse 48. Read.
Verse 48. Therefore,
because you didn't keep my commandments, read.
Shalt thou serve thy enemies.
You're gonna serve your enemies. All right, I'm not gonna fight for you no more. Go ahead. You think you can do better? Go ahead and do better. And we have not done better. We in the ghettos. That's a curse. Everywhere you go, Chicago, New Orleans, New York, California. I don't care what you name them. You name them. Name some places. Any place. Atlanta, ghettos in Atlanta. Where you gonna find? It's gonna be the same.
Yeah.
When you I said, damn, you got a lot on there. Why? You think they got that in the white neighborhood? Because you said earlier, oh well, Chinese kill Chinese, but they don't got no damn locks on their door.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't. They don't have the word. Listen to me what I'm saying. You got to show me. I can prove to you. You got to prove what you're saying. You got to prove to me that you seen Chinese got to be scared of Chinese. Negroes are scared of Negroes. That's why I got to have a gun on me around them. You got to have a gun on you around. Chinese people don't talk like that, brother. Yes, they get into arguments. Yes, people get into arguments. Yes, people, but the curses is upon us.
Right.
You understand? That's why we don't have no nail shops in our neighborhood. That's why we don't have no what other shops? Chicken, even chicken shops we do have, right? We sell food, right? Think about it. Do they come buy from us?
No.
You never see no Chinese dude, Arab or nothing. They don't buy from. We buy from them. Right. They be in our neighborhoods. Do we be in their neighborhoods? So it's not the same, brother. It's different. I'm showing you something. The things that we go through, they don't go through. So you can't say it's the same. Things happen to everybody, but nothing like us.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. It's nation time.
And finally, my brethren, be strong.